Hello, and thank you for attending tonight's webinar. If you're here, that means you've responded to one of our ads, probably from Facebook, so you know the importance of leads. So let's just get right into it. First, let me introduce myself. My name's Chris Bradley. I've been doing lead generation and conversion for 10 plus years in online marketing. And the last couple of years been helping local businesses in the home improvement niche with their lead generation. And that's how I found out about leads by phone. I was referred from another roofing contractor who also does water restoration work, how much he liked them. So I tracked the owner down, Paul Robinson, and told him, hey, I have several clients that really are needing more leads, and I know what you guys do. I like it. And then anyways, long story short, I decided to contract with Leads by Phone to help grow their business, because I told them you guys got such a great lead gen service. If I was going to do it, it would be done pretty much identical to how they're doing it. So let's get right into the nuts and bolts of it. They get the leads, you get the business. This is their little motto. You can just see it's a lead magnet. They're pulling the people into you. So here's what they do. What they're going to do, you see the red arrow here. They're going to take only 4 companies in a geographical area. They want to do that so they don't oversaturate it and you still get high quality leads, unlike other services where they will just, take 20 guys in an area, which isn't the types of services you want. Also, the leads are exclusive to you, so no sharing of leads. Now, if you're here, that means your city is still open. There are several cities throughout the country they have waiting lists on, and my goal is by the end of the summer to have the top 250 cities completely filled up, and then at least another top 100 cities after that to have at least 2 companies in those areas. So hopefully your guy is going to be one of them. So what they do is they pay to advertise your business, but you're only going to pay for the good leads. And they do this through search engine marketing. Number 1, it's pay-per-click. They are going to advertise your business on Google, Yahoo, and Bing. And number 2, it's going to be SEO as well. And common question I get, will this interfere with my own SEO efforts? No, not at all. Without going into technical details, just say it will not interfere with how you're doing SEO, not completely at all. They have over 700 companies, and if it did, they wouldn't have 700 companies. So that's what they're doing in a nutshell. Pay-per-click, SEO, generating the leads from the search engine. To me, a search engine lead is probably the highest quality you can get for the sheer fact they have the highest intent. They got a problem, obviously, in your industry, typing in flooded basement water damage. They need to talk to someone now, not tomorrow. And especially with the advancement of smartphones, everybody's got them. It's only increasing search, and you better be mobile optimized as well now with the new Google update. So what they're doing here is they're taking, instead of you guys trying to do all this yourself, they're doing it for you and then weeding out the bad leads. And let's face it, if you're not getting these leads, they're going to your competition. Somebody's got to get these leads, and it might as well be you. So let's move into the definition of a good lead. Number 1, the caller must be looking to hire for a service your company offers. So if they call in, let's just say for plumbing repair, hey, I'm sorry, we don't provide that service. You will not be charged for that call. Number 2, the decision maker has to be on the phone. If it's someone in a rental house, once again, you will not be charged for that call. And they must be in your service area. So if you tell them you only want leads in a 20-mile radius and it comes in at 30 miles, guess what? You don't pay for that lead. And if you're going to do your own search engine marketing, whether it be pay-per-click, which is in your, I'd say depending on the city and the competitiveness and how big your city is, $30 on the low side, $60 on the high side for each click. You're paying for every lead. And that's the advantage here. They're going to weed out the bad leads. So, and especially with SEO, that's up and down. You don't know. One month you could be up, next month you're down. If you drop 2 spots, you're going to lose a whole lot of leads. So they're actually taking all the risks here. And the leads are phone calls, and that's something else I wanted to stress. It's not someone filling in a quote request form, and those are just the tougher leads. I won't even get into that. But anyways, they're also 100% exclusive. There's no sharing of leads here. It's what I call true pay-for-performance lead generation. They're taking all the risk because they're paying for the advertising. If they don't deliver any leads, guess what? You don't pay nothing. It's as simple as that. There's absolutely no risk for you to do this, and at the end, just stay all the way through, and I'll show you the last slide that show you there's no risk on this. And so let's get into a quick history. Leads by Phone. They were founded in June 2008 by Paul Robinson, as I mentioned. He was in the water restoration business himself. Right now, there's over 700 companies using Leads by Phone today, and just last year alone, over 100 million in revenue generated just in last year. That's phenomenal. So this is what I call a proven track record. They are also endorsed by 1-800-WATER DAMAGE, Advanta-Clean, and Floods for Less. Here's what I tell my clients when I brought Leads by Phone to them. I said, guys, I have 6 very good reasons why you should do this. Number 1, you only pay for real live leads. If they deliver nothing, you don't pay them anything because there's no deposit or prepaying of leads. Leads are actually billed the following Tuesday from the previous week. So whatever you get this week, you get billed next Tuesday. And the leads are exclusive. You're not sharing them with anybody. You have complete control. You define the area. If there's certain zip codes you don't want to go into, you just tell them to exclude those. And it's flexible. If you actually want to change cities, or if there's a bad storm in another state that you want to go take advantage of, you can do that. They do build you out a custom designed website. It's all online marketing that you don't have to worry about running ad campaigns, doing SEO, or any of that stuff that goes with online marketing. They're doing it for you. And you also get recordings of each customer call. That's how they determine what is a good or bad call. After you get a phone call of the lead, the next day staff is listening to those recorded calls to weed out the junk calls. And so it also helps you guys to go back and listen and try to improve on how you're handling the calls as well. And so your job is basically to answer the phone. And that's what I like about it. Here's one slide I definitely want to touch on real fast. This is, they have an online portal. It's got an iPhone and Android app. This is where you can actually log in and listen to your calls. And this is great if you got other people answering the phone, so you can listen in, seeing how well they're setting the appointments. Say if you get 10 leads and you only get 5 or 6 appointments, now you can go back and listen to the other 4 or 5 and go, why aren't these getting set? If we get 10 calls, we should be getting more than 5 or 6 appointments. So this is only going to actually help your training and make your staff even more effective. And then over here is also the customized website, which we already talked about, that they do for you, because they're going to brand your business, not theirs. Here's a quick screenshot of the back end, or the online portal. You can see the red X's. Those are non-billable calls. Those are the junk calls. You can see half of them are already weeded out. So right there is proof in the pudding that they actually are weeding out the bad calls. And you see the big purple arrow right there in the middle. That's where you can record revenue. That's fantastic. You guys got to know your numbers. You got to know what your return on investment on this program and any type of marketing you're doing. So you definitely want to do that. So here's a quick screenshot I took of one of the custom sites they do. It's not pretty. It's not going to win glamour, and you don't want it to win glamour. You want it to do one thing and one thing only: to convert, to get the person to call you. And that's what Paul's an expert at. His conversion rates are through the roof. It has to be. For him to be able to do this at a high level, he has to get these things converting. So anyways, that's just a quick screenshot so you guys can get it. So let's get into some numbers here. The average customer, the average business partner with Leads by Phone is getting 5 leads a month. That's what I said. If there's going to be one complaint, it's going to be, I want more than 5 leads a month. Some guys can get more, some can get less, but the average is 5. And probably the next couple months with the rain season coming, it will be more than 5. But over a 12-month period, you're talking 5. The average job value is $3,400. They've seen some really expensive commercial jobs at $71,000 is their highest, and obviously some smaller jobs in the $1,000 range. Right now, their business partners are closing 1 out of 2. He said some do 2 out of 3, 3 out of 4. A couple are doing 9 out of 10. The reason why guys are doing 2 out of 3, 3 out of 4 is those are the companies answering the phones live and 24/7. If you can answer those calls live and actually do it 24/7, you're going to be better than the average of 1 out of 2. The average monthly revenue on this is $8,500. Over a 12-month period, that's $102,000 per year. So my question is, would you like an extra $100,000 for the next 12 months? If the answer is yes, let's move on. So what's the catch? I had to throw this slide in here. because I had one guy actually ask me that. He's like, this sounds too good to be true. I've been around. Not all lead generation can be this good. I said, you're right. There is a catch. You got to answer the calls because no one leaves voice messages. We've turned down businesses because they just flat out say, hey, this is just how we do it. We're not going to answer calls. We call them back. This is how we do it. It's not going to work. So if you can answer calls, this will work for you. This will work for you. Here, let me just quote a quick stat. Dave Elkington, CEO of Inside Sales, they did a huge, I forgot, it was tens of millions of leads they examined. And they said 78% of the sales goes to companies that respond first or who talk to the customer first, not to the company with the best or cheapest product. In your industry, it probably is higher because we are talking about an emergency situation. So you must be able to answer the call, set the appointment, and sell, which I believe you guys all should be able to do by now, or you wouldn't be in business. So, but if you don't answer the calls live, you can just drop off and no need to continue on. But if you do, let's move on and show how what does it take? What's the numbers? There is a one-time setup fee. It's $750. It takes 20 to 30 hours to launch each new partner because we got to create several custom websites for you, and not to mention building out the ad campaigns. I do this for my clients on Google, Yahoo, and Bing, and that can take some time. Also writing out the ads. So there is a lot of work to get you set up in there. And then after that, it's true pay for performance. The lead cost here, it's $275 for a water damage, flooding, and sewage cleanup, as well as fire and smoke damage. $100 for mold, $35 for carpet cleaning, but you don't have to take those leads. Remember, there's no deposit prepaying, and all the calls are reviewed, so there's no charge for junk calls. So I'll just reiterate, once again, it's $275 for water damage and sewage cleanup, and you don't have to take those if you don't. But water damage is the main one that we're going after. The other ones are optional. So one last thing I want to say under the how it works. Takes 3 to 5 days to get you up. After that, usually on the second week, you're live. Your ads are live 24/7 on Yahoo, Google, and Bing. That means probably by the second week, you're going to be seeing some leads. There is a $33 monthly administration fee. That just covers website hosting and the call recordings. You're billed Tuesdays from the previous week's leads, and you can pause leads up to 5 days per month. Now, here's the slide I mentioned earlier in my presentation. Will this work for you? I'm a numbers guy. I should have been an accountant. It's all about return on investment, ROI. So the average sale is $3,400. 10 lead cost is $2,750. So let's talk about revenue generated. So let's just say you're going to do average and do 50% close. That's the average closing ratio. You're going to generate $17,000 in revenue. I believe your ROI is going to be pretty doggone high on that $2,750 investment. But let's drop it down to 40%. Let's say for whatever reason you're at 40%. You're still making a very good ROI. Let's drop it down to 30% close. Only 3 out of 10 you're able to close on good leads. That's still $10,500 in revenue. You're still probably doubling your money. You obviously want that 300-400% return, but you're still making money. Let's even take a worst case scenario. You only do 2. Let's, for some reason, you missed calls or just had a bad month and you had 10 leads. You only got 2 of them. You're still generating $6,800 in volume. That's still more than what you've of the cost of the 10 leads are. You're still in positive ROI. So that's why I said there's really no risk for you. You guys have nothing to lose here. Once again, there's going to be no high pressure sales. We're not going to have a call center calling you guys. I'll probably follow up, or one of my associates will follow up with you. And we're just going to ask if there's any questions, because guess what? We're only taking, in every city, there's only 1 or 2 spots left. If you're not interested in this, we got ads running in all the cities. We're going to be also doing some calling, direct calling for companies that, that we haven't filled up in an area. So like I said, there's no high pressure here. Either it works for you and you like it, or you don't. If you got some more questions, hey, shoot me an email. I got my email down there. Or give me a phone call as well. So if you're ready to come on board, here's all you need to do. Is the link is below the video here. You can actually, and it was also emailed to you. And so you can go there and sign up. If you do have any questions, like I mentioned beforehand, please give me a call, shoot me an email. We can get on the call. If you need to talk to Paul, the owner, I can get him on the call with you as well. So I'm just going to end it with some testimonies here. These are real testimonies, guys that are excited about using Leads by Phone that had a dramatic effect on their business. Look at 1-800 water damage, somebody you all know, and look what they said. Leads generated significantly contributed to the revenue over the last 12 months. Continues to improve their process to increase valid leads to their clients. And so I'll just pause, I'll just let it go. No need for me to continue talking. So, hey guys, look forward to working with you and helping you grow your business even more.